What's up, boys? I wanted to get on here tonight because I had a very insightful conversation with a high-level entrepreneur. This is a 21-year-old that's doing over $100,000 a month, and he gave me a lot of insights that I think you guys will find a lot of value from. And he really opened my eyes to the untapped potential that I have as a leader and a role model in this space. You know, being 20 years old, making over $10,000 a month and really growing my business while staying in killer shape and being able to manage my discipline, my habits, maintain a very healthy relationship with a very feminine woman and kind of balance all four pillars of my life. You know, I speak about a lot on this channel, you know, balancing all four pillars, and I think I've been able to accomplish that. And you know, I had this conversation with this guy tonight, and it really opened my eyes to a lot of things that I think you as a hardworking guy are going to take a lot of value from. You know, I know if you're watching this video, if you follow this channel, that you're striving for a bigger purpose, that you have a greater mission, and that, you know, you have something that you know you can accomplish and potential that you see in yourself, but maybe you're not living up to it, and maybe you need to watch this as motivation, or maybe you need to just watch it for the insights that I have as, you know, a 20-year-old entrepreneur living in Bali. And you know, and I think that this conversation that I had is very insightful. So we talked a lot about what it takes to be an entrepreneur and what it takes to be successful in this day and age. I mean, at 21 years old, for him to be making that kind of money is pretty unbelievable to most of you guys. But I'll tell you right now that there was no ill intention in this conversation. It was probably one of the most genuine conversations that I've had in the last 3 weeks here in Bali. And you know, I know I made a video probably a couple months ago now talking about environment and how my environment was just constantly pulling me back. And now that I'm finally here in this reality that I've truly manifested for myself, I've realized that environment is everything. And the fact that back then I was in an environment that was constantly sucking my energy and draining it and pushing me away from my purpose. And now I'm in an environment that is purely catered towards my success, that is purely built for pushing me forward. Every conversation I've had has been very insightful, has taught me something about my business that I can apply. And this conversation tonight was far beyond any of that. And to actually sit there and have this guy give me genuine advice about my relationship. You know, I've been with my girlfriend for 4 years, and she truly is a very, very special girl that I hold dear in my heart, and that I truly am. You know, she's the reason behind a lot of what I do, you know. And the reason I work so hard, the reason I wake up every morning, you know, is to build this life for me, to build this life for her, and to really chase that potential that I see in our relationship. And you know, it gives me purpose to have this woman that I'm building for. And we had this conversation because he talked a lot about what it takes to be a high-level entrepreneur and the sacrifice that it takes and the pain you have to feel to actually get to the level that he has. And you know, I'm making pretty good money as a 20-year-old living in Bali, making, you know, over $10,000 a month. And he just spoke to me about what it would take to go from this 10,000 that I'm making right now to actually being able to make 100,000 and being able to make the impact on the world that I want to make. Because one, he spoke that it's not just about the money, it's about the impact and the people that you can actually inspire, the people that you can lead, and the team that you can build around you that actually pushes you forward. So, you know, I think that can be applied to a lot of your guys' lives and the people that you spend the most time with, and making sure that those people have your best intentions in mind and truly believe in your potential, I think is extremely important. But the biggest thing that he talked to me about tonight was pain, and the fact that he had to sacrifice everything in his life to get to the point where he was, right? He sacrificed his 4-year relationship. He locked himself in a room for an entire year. You know, he sacrificed his health, his physique, his skin, his, you know, physical appearance, his social life. He sacrificed it all to get to this $100,000 a month goal. And, you know, now he's building towards having a $70 million exit from his SaaS company, and to actually sit there and have him give me genuine advice about my life and the things that I'm trying to work on was just, you know, it was eye-opening. And I realized, you know, how much am I willing to sacrifice? How far am I willing to go? And I, you know, made a promise to myself, and I literally have it tattooed on my arm, that I will be given everything in this life that I'm asking for: the money, the influence, the peace, the clarity, the direction, the family, the the woman, all of that. I will be given everything that I'm asking the universe for, that I write down every morning. But throughout that process, I will not sacrifice the man that I am right now, the morals that I have, and the one person I hold, very close to my heart, my girlfriend, Carly. And, I can't sacrifice that in exchange for a monetary value, because I know I will make that $100,000 a month and then go around and look for a woman of her quality, the traits that she has. And I know that's just something that will happen. And I think something that I've truly been, and you just explained to me, the reason you have to sacrifice that, the reason that you have to have, that amount of pain you go through, is because that is what pushes you to make that money. That is what pushes you to reach the next level, is truly feeling that pain, that fire under your ass that makes you wake up every morning and go, that makes you do the hard work even when you don't feel like it. And I think I've been truly blessed because I've been able to manufacture that pain in my own life without needing to sacrifice everything. And granted, at this point, I've now sacrificed my friends. I don't really resonate with my friends anymore. I don't resonate with the things they're doing, the actions they take on a daily basis. And I've truly kind of surpassed that. And I don't speak on this with any sort of ego. I just don't see myself being able to ever go back to that state of life that I was living in when I was, living with those guys. And now, I just think that I'm incredibly blessed to be able to manufacture this pain. So I think that's what I wanted to make this video to talk about, is that if you truly have a goal that you're chasing after, if you truly have something that you're trying to accomplish, you have this pain in you that is, you're not happy with your physique, you're not happy with the way that you look, you're not happy with the amount of money you're making, the life that you're living, the environment that you're in, you have to manufacture the pain to actually get there. So if you are not happy with your environment and the people you're around, and yet you still can't change it, you have to find that pain in you to make that change without changing the environment, if that makes sense. So literally the best way that I could explain this to you guys is through my wake ups for the last year. And every morning for the last year now, I've woken up before 5 a.m., usually around 4:15, if not earlier, or if not a little bit later, for around 4:30. Every single morning I've woken up and I've gotten out of bed and I've sat down on my desk and I've wrote in my journal my five goals that I'm trying to accomplish, the 4 things that I'm going to do that morning to put me into a high frequency state, and then the 5 to 10 things that I have to get done that day no matter what, my non-negotiables. And then I'll get up, and usually my girlfriend is sleeping in my bed, and I have every impulse in me to just get back in that bed under those warm sheets, get back into that comfort and to truly just give into that feeling inside of me. And I have to force myself to have this pain to actually go to my car and to put on a song, a piece of music that gives me the energy that I need to go in the cold and to drive to the gym and to get to the gym and to sacrifice an hour of my morning, which is what I've done for basically the last couple of months, is usually 30 minutes to an hour of fasted cardio every single morning so I can reach my goal. And that fasted cardio doesn't just burn fat more effectively than anything else. It actually builds the discipline and the mindset that you need to stay aligned with your goals. And I think that if you can't manufacture that pain, if you can't wake up that morning and literally look at your warm bed, and imagine me, I have everything that I've ever asked for in life, the money I'm making right now, the physique that I have, I won my Natural Pro card, everything that I wrote down in my journal, I moved to Bali, I'm building a life for my future that I truly can be aligned with. I have everything that I've asked for, and yet still I have to wake up. Still I have to go do my cardio. Still I have to fulfill for my clients. Still I have to make sure that I am every day working to be a better man. And there's always another level that you have to reach, and there's always more sacrifice you have to make. But if you can't manufacture that own pain inside of your heart and inside of you that literally forces you to get out of bed, that forces you to go do the hard task even when you don't feel like it, then you're just not going to be successful. And so I think that's truly the trait that kind of defines the people in this life that are going to be successful, is their ability to manufacture their own pain, create that own fire under their ass, and really make something happen even when they do not feel like making something happen. whether that's losing the weight and having to wake up every morning and remind yourself, I look like this because of the abuse I put my body through. I look like this because I did not take my goals seriously. I did not reach the potential that I knew I was capable of. Or if it's in your business and you realize I should be making more money, but I'm not actually willing to put the sacrifice in, the time, the effort, the work that it takes to continue to scale your business. And I truly think everything starts when you master your habits, when you master your mindset, when you master your nutrition, and you master your training. When you can master those 4 things, everything will fall into place. Your business will grow exponentially. Your physique, you will lose the weight it's almost effortlessly. Now, when I say effortlessly, do not mistake that for not having to put in effort. When I say effortlessly, all that I mean is it is very simple to get in shape. It is very simple to get down to 8 to 10% body fat. All you guys are missing is that self-manufactured pain, that accountability that you have in yourself to actually get after it every single day, to actually put the work in that you need to put in. And I know each of you, if you're watching this video, has that potential, that knows they are capable of something more, that knows they have a greater mission they are working towards. And that's why I had to get on here and just speak my mind today, because I truly think that I was given a gift to inspire, and I was given a gift to educate, and I was given this knowledge about how to get anybody from any point to take them from an average physique and turn them into this aesthetic physique, to make them lose the weight, to make them get the abs, to make them become the man that they truly envision through my system. I think that I've been truly blessed with that information and the knowledge to be able to, the real knowledge when it comes to getting lean, and to be able to gift that to you guys. I just feel incredibly, blessed and incredibly grateful. So moving forward, I'm going to do my very best to give you guys that value, to teach you everything that I know, to get on here and speak my mind and speak, the truth behind who I am as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and also as a bodybuilder, and how I'm able to stay so busy but still find the time to focus on my relationship, my health, my physical well-being, and my mental health. And I just, truly am blessed to be in this position. So I want to thank you guys so much. The fact that I've literally physically manifested this reality around me by choosing to wake up every morning early, by choosing to do the hard task, by going and doing that cardio so I could stay lean, so I could build my business. I am so grateful. So if you made it this far in the video, man, I really, really appreciate you. I love you, brother. And I love the fact that you are hardworking, and that you know the potential that you're capable of, and I believe in you. I know you can do it if you're making it this far. So the last thing that I'll leave you with is, in a world full of average people, you have to make the choice to become a rare individual, to go out and become one of one, and I want you to do that, okay, brother? So go ahead and leave a comment if you felt like this video was valuable, if you felt like you have something you want to hear from me, a mindset, a part of your physique that you're struggling with, a part of your business that you're struggling with. Leave it in the comments below, and I will make a video for you, because the fact that you made it this far in this video means you are the person that I want to help, and I'm truly grateful for you, okay? So peace, boys. In a world full of average people, go out and become one of one.